Welcome to all of you, Shiksha 360, and today basically we will discuss our next MCQ session number 40. And I request to all of you, please subscribe our YouTube channel, and for all updates, please join our Telegram group. So let's start. And if you have any query, any doubt in our any question, either you can post your doubt basically in the group in which the question is posted, or you can mail also. Clear? If you are practicing any other question, so you can also mail or share with us. Clear? So that we can help you to clear your doubt. So let's start our session. ABM MCQ series set number 14. And today basically we have to discuss question from 161 to 176. Let's start the first question on your screens now. So in the time series, in dash variation comes over a long period of time. Okay, so in time series, in dash variation comes over a long period of time. That is basically variation comes over a long period of time. First option here is to be secular trend. B option is cyclical fluctuation. C option is irregular variation. D option is seasonal variation. Clear? D option is seasonal variation. Clear? As basically from the, as many students are answering option number B also, cyclical fluctuation, basically we know that cyclical fluctuation like this one. The cyclical fluctuation like this one, sometimes basically business is in the growth and sometimes basically business is not in the growth. Clear? So that is basically cyclical fluctuation. Clear? So, but under the secular trend, clear, basically, but under the secular trend, that is variation basically comes over a long period of time. Clear? Under the secular trend, basically the variation or change basically comes over a long period of time. Clear? Over a long period of time. So the correct answer here is option number A. Clear? Correct answer here, that is option number A. We have already discussed the diagram in the session also. Clear? This one diagram that is basically represented in the book also. Clear? This one diagram that is basically of the secular trend. Clear? That is basically of the secular trend. This is secular trend. This is time series. Okay. We will discuss some numerical based questions also in the upcoming session. Clear? So that all your concepts will be cleared. Clear? As you can go through the sessions provided in the group. Clear? Many of the concepts basically we have discussed already there. We'll practice in these types of session. Now move to the next question. The general equation basically for a parabolic curve in the time series is, general equation for a parabolic curve basically in the time series is. So what is the general equation? First is y is equal to a plus bx square plus ex. A square plus bx plus ex. C option is a plus bx square plus cx square. D is a plus bx plus cx square. So the general equation for a parabolic curve in the time series is to be. So what is the correct answer here? That is y is equal to a plus bx plus cx square. A plus bx plus cx square. So option number D is the correct answer. Okay, just basically you have to understand the basic concept in these types of chapter. Clear? Not like basically like we can say that typical to typical question. Clear? That will not help you. Just understand what is the basic thing here. On the basis of that, you are able to answer the question definitely. Now move to the next one. And one thing basically I will tell you more. If it seems sometimes like that question is very typical or basically it will take much time, I request all of you, please skip that question in the meanwhile and proceed to the next question. Now move to the next question, question number 163. To measure the seasonal variation under the time series, what is to be used? Clear? To measure the seasonal variation under the time series, which is to be used? Residual cycles, seasonal cycles, residual cycles, seasonal indices, irregular variations, any of the above. Clear? Irregular variations, any of the above. What is the correct answer here? That is 163. Option number B is the correct answer. That is seasonal indices. Clear? Seasonal indices. Clear? To measure the seasonal variation under the time series, seasonal indices are to be used. Next question, question number 164. Under seasonal variation, seasonal variation, the time series are deseasonalized by. Under seasonal variation, the time series are deseasonalized by. Clear? This is the type of thing which we have to done in the numerical based question. Here they will ask in the theoretical form. First option is dividing each of the actual value in the series by appropriate seasonal index. Second one is multiply each of actual value in the series by appropriate seasonal index. Third one is adding each of actual value in the series by approximate seasonal index. D option is subtracting each of actual value in the series by appropriate seasonal index. Clear? I request all of you, please answer this question. I will share the answer of this question in the next session. Please go through the question very carefully. Clear? Because some students are not able to answer the question. So please go through the question very carefully. In the next session, we will discuss the answer along with some numerical discussions. Next is very easy question. Dash is a component of the time series. Dash is a component of the time series which tends to oscillate above and below the secular trend line basically for longer period than a year. For longer period than a year. That is like this one. This is the line like this one. Basically, we can say that. Sometimes above, sometimes below. Sometimes above, sometimes below. So dash is a component of the time series which tends to oscillate above and below the secular trend line for longer than periods longer than a year. Dynamic variation, random variation, seasonal variation, cyclical variation. Option number D is the correct answer. That is cyclical variation. Now move to the next question, formula based question. Just you have to understand basically what this equation represent here. What this equation represent here, basically we have to answer the question on the basis of that. So in the equation for estimating a straight line, y is equal to, generally we will represent it like this one, 75.65 0.50x. This is a plus bx. In this way, the equation is to be given here. So y, what is the y here? Y is the estimated value. Y is the estimated value of dependent variable. Y here is the estimated value of the dependent variable. And here, what is x here? X is the independent variable. X here is the independent variable. So two things left, A and B. A is equal to y intercept. A is equal to y intercept when basically value of y, when x is to be 0. Last one is B. What is B here? B is the slope. B is the slope of the trend line. So as I have already explained the complete equation. So what is the correct answer here? What is the value of the intercept here? What is the value of the intercept here? We have to answer here. What is the value of the intercept here? That is option number B, 75.65. Clear? So this one is our answer. Okay. So I request all of you, please concentrate on all these things. Now move to the next question. Very easy question. We have already discussed question number 1 on this concept. And this is important example for the examination point of view also. So the following information relating to number of ships loaded in a harbor has been provided. Clear? That is basically every year number of ships is going to be increased, but over a long period of time, 2005 to 2011, 6 years. Okay, every year it is observed that there is an increase in the number of ships loaded over 7 years. So such variation basically come under which type of time series? A here is to be secular trend, B here is to be cyclical fluctuation, C here is to be seasonal variation, D option here is to be irregular variation. Clear? D option here is to be irregular variation. So what is the correct answer here? That is the correct answer is option number A, that is secular trend. This one is correct answer here. Now move to the next question, question number 168. Very easy, and this type of question you will also expect in the examination. The main reasons why we should study the trend. The main reasons why we should study the trends. Option number A is describe historical patterns. Option number B here is to be past trends will help us to project the future. Option number C here is to be separate the trend component. Option number D here is to be eliminate trend component from the series. Eliminate trend component from the series. So what is the correct answer? What are the main reasons why we should study the trends? Describe historical pattern. This one is correct or not? Yes, this one is correct one. Past trends will help us to project the future. In some cases, this will also help us. Separate the trend component. We have already done basically where there are basically 2 to 3 things are happening going on. So basically we have to separate that. This one is also true one. Eliminate trend component from the series. This one is also true one. Separate and eliminate. We have doing both the things. So the correct answer is option number D, all of the above. All of the above is the correct answer. All of the above is the correct answer. And one thing basically I will tell you in the examination, basically if we are able to understand properly the question or properly the concept, only after that basically we are able to answer the theory based question, clear, of this module B. Otherwise it is very difficult to answer these questions. So option number D is the correct answer. Now move to the question number 169, very easy question. So in actual practice, the parabolic curve of second degree is obtained in most of the cases to study the dash trend of a time series. Why basically we will use parabolic curve of second degree? In actual practice, the parabolic curve of second degree is obtained in most of the cases to study the linear trend of time series, non-linear, curvilinear, or D option is none of the above. Clear? Or D option is basically none of the above. So second degree is basically used for the curvilinear. Clear? Second degree is basically used for the curvilinear. Clear? So option number C is the correct answer here. Curvilinear. Clear? Option number C is the correct answer here. So the actual practice, the parabolic curve. The parabolic curve basically for the curvilinear. Clear? The parabolic curve basically used for the curvilinear trend of the time series. Curvilinear trend of the time series. Now move to the next question. Which variation does moving average method eliminate? Clear? Basically, which variation does moving average method eliminate? First option is seasonal. B option is cyclical. C option is irregular. D option is secular trend. D option is a secular trend. So what is the correct answer of this question? What is the correct answer? So which variation does moving average method eliminate? Option number C is the answer. That is irregular. That is irregular. Now move to the next question, 171. So in a secular trend, when the trend can be described by a straight line. So in a secular trend, when the trend sorry, here, which variation, sorry, which variation does moving average method eliminate? That is seasonal variation. This one is the answer here, not this one. Please correct, this one is our answer here. Seasonal. Now move to the next question, 171. In a secular trend, when the trend can be described by a straight line, it is called as direct, curvilinear, linear, straight. So in a secular trend, when the trend can be described by a straight line, it is called as linear trend. It is called as linear trend. Now move to the next question. 172. Very easy question. A company whose earnings are very sensitive to the business cycle, it is a company. Basically here they are asking basically not for the stock, just for the company. Basically a company whose earnings are very sensitive to the business cycle, it is called as growth stock, cyclical stock, growth company, cyclical company. So that is basically here they are asking for the company. So basically we will go give the answer option number D, that is cyclical company. Clear? Cyclical company. A cyclical company, it is a company basically whose earnings are very sensitive to the business cycle. Whose earnings are very sensitive basically to the business cycle. Now move to the next question, 173. The value of the variable. The value of the variable is unpredictable, changing in a random manner in case of. The value of the variable is unpredictable. Clear? Basically, there is not any prediction. In the seasonal variation, basically, we have prediction also. So this one is not answer. Cyclical, basically, we have prediction. Secular, basically, we have prediction. Clear? Cyclical, that like this one. We have prediction. So the value of the variable is unpredictable, changing in a random manner, basically in case of irregular variation. Clear? In a case of irregular variation. Clear? So option number B is the answer, that is irregular variation. Just understand what the line says, that is unpredictable. Clear? Basically we will not know that basically what will happen in the next step. That is irregular. Clear? That is totally irregular variation. Option number B is the correct answer. Now move to the next question, question number 174. Question number 174. There are 4 types of variation in the time series. There are 4 types of variation in the time series. Which one of the following is not one of them? There are 4 types of time series. 4 types of variation basically in the time series. Which one of the following is not one of them? First one is secular trend. Second one is seasonal variation. Third one is irregular variation. Fourth one is regular variation. So what is the correct answer? That is option number D, regular variation. This one is our answer. Very easy question. Some are typical and some are easy. Clear? Basically, if you are not able to understand the question, go through the question at least 2 to 3 times so that you can understand basically what any single word says that. Now move to the next question. As the output increases, the productivity per worker also increases. Clear? As the output increases, the productivity per worker is also increases. So what relationship it's led to? What relationship it's led to? As the basically we can say that as the output increases, the productivity per worker increases. So this example basically we have discussed under the curvilinear relationship. Option number B is the answer. That is curvilinear relationship. Curvilinear relationship. Clear? If you can able to find, you can check page number 177 of the book. In that they have specifically mentioned like pollutants in the environment increase. In the environment increase, they will not increase like in a straight line, like not this one. Clear? Sharply they will increase. Clear? Sharply they will increase. Or trend of pollution increase. like this one. Okay, we have to go through all these things while answering the question. Option number B is the correct answer, that is curvy linear relationship. Now move to the last question of our today's session. The moving average in a time series are free from the influence. The moving average in a time series are free from the influence of. First option is seasonal and cyclical variation. Option number B is seasonal and irregular variation. Option number C is trend and cyclical variation. Option number D is a trend and random variations. Trend and random variation. What is the correct answer? The moving average in a time series are free from the influence of. Option number B is the correct answer, that is seasonal and irregular variation. Option number B is the correct answer, that is seasonal and irregular variation. These all are the definitions. Clear? These all are the definition of theoretical points which we have to cover side by side along with the numerical discussion. Clear? Many times, why I will take today only theoretical session, please understand, because what I see from your queries, that is basically modules B is totally numerical module. Module B is totally numerical module, and basically we have to practice only numerical. Clear? But in the examination, they will ask these types of question also, theoretical based question also in the place of numericals. Like just like they will do in the year February 2022. They will ask on basically, I think the ABM exam on 30th January 2022, they will ask more theory based question than the numerical. We have to prepare for the both. Okay, so you have to go through these chapters properly, that is theoretical portion along with the numerical portion. So in this session, basically we have to discuss up to this much point, and thanks to all of you for joining this session. And in the most probably in the upcoming week, we will provide you the questions of these chapters, clear, in the Telegram group also for the practice purpose. So thanks to all of you for joining this session.